Hey guys, I hope you've all been well. I'm in a new studio today and I've got some stuff to show you. So a few weeks ago I went to social media to ask if anyone had any vintage lenses I could borrow in order to film a demonstration about how lenses worked. I wanted to use vintage lenses because of the clear markings and how easily you can see the internal mechanics. One of my Facebook friends, yeah, you heard that right, I still use Facebook, people still use Facebook. One of my Facebook friends saw that post and gave me a bag full of vintage camera gear. So let's do some unpacking. Before we get started, I was doing some digging into my own YouTube channel and I noticed that around 80% of my views are coming from people that are not subscribed to me. So if you're one of those people that enjoy watching these videos and are not subscribed to me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right, on to the vintage goodness. Let's unpack. So you know what would be really cool is if we could do this in ASMR. All this fabric and stuff, these zippers. Yeah, this would make some really cool sound effects. Let's go. Maybe we can get this developed. Check that out. You would put your old film, your used film in that to protect it. So, like this. You could put that here. And now it's protected from the elements. There's another one here. This is kind of cool too. It's actually, there's usually a cap like this. But I don't see it in here. These will actually go inside this, and you put the film in there. I'll show you. So, this goes. That goes inside here. Then there's like this metal cap that you screw on, but I can't find that right now. All of that stuff's closed. It's a filter. This filter is shot. Some of these caps. These are film positives. So you can actually look through that and kind of get a glimpse of what that picture is. Look at the light. I can totally see that. That's awesome. See that? It's pretty amazing. These are actually better quality than film negatives, and the film is much more expensive, so pretty awesome. I think there was some more in there too. Let's continue. We'll keep those over here. The filter looks like a black and white filter. So it's got this green tone to it. It's no good for color pictures, but black and whites. Black and white photography is so interesting if you actually get into black and white photography. figure out what all the color spectrums do inside black and white when it's converted to black and white. It's pretty amazing. Full disclosure, this is not my first time opening this, so I can review stuff at home too. This is actually pretty cool. I've got to lift up the camera. Telescoping tripod. Can't go wrong. Like a tabletop tripod, short tripod. I mean, to be that small and then that length. I don't know. Oh, wow. Did you hear that? Check that out. Let's do that again. I could do that all day. Now to the stuff we've all been waiting for. Take this down. It's 28 to 80 millimeter macro f3.5 to 4.3 lens. It's another one of those cases. Another Nikon lens, or at least a Nikon lens cap. It's a 50 millimeter f1.8, f16, f11. Didn't look like it changed. f8 changed there. So might need some mechanical work. This. Let's see. 24 millimeter f2.8. So, if you can see, it's got these little fringes right here where you can kind of put your fingers. Makes for an easy grip. And that long throw focus pull. When these lenses were being used, there was no autofocus, so you had to make sure everything was crisp and sharp. We've got a lot of gear to cover. Let's keep moving. 20 millimeter f3.5. This is a 35 millimeter f2.8. See these markings? This is the reason why I was asking for vintage lenses, because you can easily see every single setting on the lens. This is another Nikon. It's a 24 millimeter f2.8. There we go. Got it. 50 millimeter. I make a good thumbnail. What do you think? I'm not smiling. Question mark. Should be focused on me and the lens. Oh man. Hear how it's double clicking. And you see how it's not changing in the aperture. I think this lens might be broken. It's alright. We'll do some digging and see if we can fix it. This lens is worth fixing. So these are auto rewinders. Once the film ends, on your film, you have to rewind it in order to get the film back inside this tube so that you didn't expose it to light when you take it out of the camera. Professional photographers don't have time to just rewind by hand all the time, so you put these on there. All you have to do is press this button. And then finally, and the camera. So this it is an f4.5 though. I can't tell what the focal length is though. Oh, right here. It says right there. 300 millimeter focal length. This number on this camera tells you how many shutters have been pressed since the last rewind. And if there are any shutters pressed, that generally means that there's film in the camera. And I believe that there's film in the camera. 'Cause check this out. 16. That means 16 shutters have been fired since this last rewind on this camera. So, let's rewind it. No film. I thought we had something there. But the mechanics are correct because that number just went back down to 0. All right, enough ASMR. Let's get back to the video. So this gear has an interesting past. The guy that gave it to me told me that this gear originally belonged to his dad, who was a professional photographer in the 50s. And that's interesting by itself, but where it gets really deep is that this photographer was based in Alabama during the Civil Rights Movement. So these lenses have seen Martin Luther King Jr. In Selma marching, candid moments with Malcolm X, and much more Black American history. And what I'm really excited about is this film that I found. So I don't know what's on it, but maybe we can find out.